Greetings, dear ones. Father Peter John here, coming to you from All Saints Orthodox Church in Bloomington, Indiana. Hope and pray you are all well. Christ is in our midst. I wanted to take a break from talking about the Old Testament prophets and figures and address something kind of more contemporary. Actually, a quote coming from Saint Sophrony of Essex, who had some wonderful quotes, by the way. And he said something that I wanted to talk a little bit about the way we act as Christians and how important it is for us to be Christians in the world, especially right now. Always, but in the world right now that we live in, it's particularly important that we are living up to our calling as Christians. He said, the real Christian can be recognized by humility and kindness, not by knowledge and education. If pride is active in us, he says, or fault-finding, or unfriendliness, then the Lord stands remote from us. What does all this mean? Well, I think the first part is self-explanatory, that the Christian is set apart by humility and kindness, not by knowledge and education. It's good to have a knowledge of God. We talk about having a knowledge of our faith, the importance of, for example, knowing and embracing, memorizing, and repeating the Nicene Creed, these things that we believe, that we hold to be true. This is important. This is a knowledge that's important for us to have. Likewise, it's a good thing to be educated. We're educated on the scriptures, on the lives of the saints, on theology, but beyond that, to be educated on our knowledge of things that are out there, right? Sciences or mathematics, the arts, things that it's good for us to know. A well-rounded human being does well to have some knowledge, some command of these various disciplines. But that being said, that's not what it means to be a true Christian, even though those things are fine and good. To be a true Christian, we have to be kind and humble. If we're not kind, if we're mean Christians, nobody wants to be around us. They don't see something in us and they say, well, I want to be just like that guy, mean. That's not how it works. People are attracted to kindness. They're affected by kindness. They're moved by kindness. Likewise, humility. What does humility mean? It comes from the same root word, humus, right, which means earth or dirt or dust. To be humble literally means to remember that we were created from the dust of the earth by God. We are the creature, the created one. We're not the creator. And so to be humble means to remember our place in this whole creation. That without God, we're just dust. That's all we were. There's no life. There's no intelligence. There's no talent. Without God, we have nothing. And remembering that is to be humble, not putting ourselves over anyone else. But pride, you notice what's in the center of pride, an I, P-R-I-D-E, pride. I am at the center of pride. Pride is about what I can get for me, how good I can look, or how good I can sound, how impressive I can be, how much glory I can get. But that's not what Christianity is about. Christianity is about the other. It's always about the other, the neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love yourself, yes, don't hate yourself, but love your neighbor as yourself. Love God. Love the other. And fault-finding. Well, that's one that's a big right now. Fault-finding. Who's at fault for this in the government? Who's at fault for that in the neighborhood? Fault-finding. Who's at fault for all of the rioting and things that are going on? People like to sound smart and put fault on this group or on that group. It's a blame game, especially anything to take the limelight off me as the one who's at fault. But the Orthodox Christians, we confess that I am the chief of sinners. Right? Jesus says, take the log out of your own eye before you look at the splinter in your brother's eye. And we spend an awful lot of time looking at the splinters in everyone else's eyes. But true Orthodox Christianity, the true Christian spirit, is all about seeing myself as the chief of sinners, myself as needing salvation more than anyone else, and then myself as the servant of all for the sake of Christ. So, brothers and sisters, I encourage us to remember these simple things, and to embrace them and to do them, to be true Christians in a world that needs to see true Christianity, and to show true love to a world that is dying to be loved. No matter what color, race, creed, whatever it might be, everyone needs love, desires love. God is love, and God desires that we would share his love with the world. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Christ is in our midst.